Missouri at historic St. Louis University High School. St. Louis U High, SLUH, we lovingly call it SLUH, is the oldest high school west of the Mississippi River, founded in 1818 by the Jesuit priests right here in St. Louis. This high school, while being the oldest, is also one of the country's leading college preparatory high schools. Every year, we have several perfect ACTs, and our graduates get into the best colleges in the country, and we are very proud of each and every one of them. With an alumni that goes back to 1818, this place is historic. What Cobalt did is we did some engineering. They called us. I'm an alum, 77. And they said, hey, we have a problem with heat and humidity in the Ignatian conference room. And I said, sure, I'll come down. This was a year ago Christmas. Came down, we assessed the situation. We did an engineering study and determined BTUs for this area. The challenges we had, this room, while it's been redone, today, at the time we walked in, there was plaster coming off the walls. The windows were getting out of tilt. They had no ability to control humidity, temperature, or the environment inside of this beautiful conference room. And this conference room is key, and we're going to see at the end of this video that the Jesuit chapel, built when this part of St. Louis U High was built in 1935, it's the original Jesuit chapel, where the Jesuits all had Mass every single morning. What I'll show you here, we put in 3 of the Unico system, high velocity heating and cooling systems. And in this case, because we're interested in energy efficiency, we're interested in tight space because we have very little room, we're interested in humidity control and low energy costs. We put in 3 5-ton Unicos, and let me show you the first one. They all pretty much resemble one another, except this one, this is our main humidity control system. Of the 3, this one operates the most. The reason we did this, because along the inside wall as we walk into the chapel, we can maintain temperature and humidity when the room is not occupied. We have our blower, we have our heat pump coil. We put in a heat pump. Our first stage heat here is add-on heat pump, and we'll show you those on the roof. Our main heat source is off of the already existing 1 million BTU boiler, and it feeds our hot water coil with this pump from the basement, from the billion BTU, and right to our hot water coil. Our refrigerant lines and the condensing unit for this and the other 2 units we're going to show you are on the roof above the St. Ignatius conference room. And we're going to move into the room, and I hope you guys like what you're seeing so far. This is the only system of the 3 where we were able to put the ductwork. We discovered there's an attic above here, and that was critically important because we wanted to get the spread of our outlets and therefore the mixing ability of the system to have the greatest effect on this room, since it's the principal way we manage temperature and humidity when it's not occupied. When it's occupied, of course, we have one system that we were just in that closet, and each of these closets, there's one in my back left, that's the southwest corner of the room. And then we have northwest corner closet, 5-ton, 5-ton, 5-ton. If you look, as you walk into the room and you turn around, and you have to turn around to notice, we did this on purpose as well aesthetically. We positioned the Unico supply outlets evenly from left to right underneath the arch. This system also has a few outlets on the side, over here. And of course, we have a few off of the system we were just looking at on that side of the room as well. What was interesting about this particular unit, this was a mechanical closet which had been abandoned because it had so much structural disintegrity. And we were able to reclaim this for our good friend Father Houlihan. Installed 2 of the Unico outlets, and because we wanted Father to be spectacularly comfortable, we even put in his own return. We wanted to make sure Father Houlihan was well taken care of. He's an icon here at St. Louis U High. And if you will, back here, and as the camera comes back, well, because this is the south and west wall, based on our engineering, we wanted to make sure we had the right amount of outlets to make sure that this hot wall and that hot wall were conditioned properly. If you'll notice, our outlets for this area here are here. What you may have noticed is from this wall to that wall, there's no outlets. Why is that important? The mixing ability of the Unico technology is so superior to anything on the market. We're able to have an even temperature across this space, even with our outlets not ideally placed. We didn't want to compromise this architecture. Look at this, it's gorgeous. This is an important room. The arches, the way it's painted, the historic lights, which now have LEDs thanks to the smart people here at St. Louis U High. But what was key and critical in here is the way we installed the air handler. A Unico system, if engineered properly, will be the most comfortable system you can have in a home, commercial building, industrial space, log cabin, tight thermal home. Well, what we did is we simply pulled return. This is our heat pump coil. This is our hot water coil. Remember, we're using heat pump as first stage heat. Hot water coil is cooling. This is our variable speed blower motor. It's all modular. So when we built this, we put the return with the hot water coil, then the heat pump coil, blower, and then we have a very simple duct system. It's what we call a perimeter loop. A perimeter loop with our technology, our high velocity system, and our variable speed motor actually equalizes the pressure across the main plenum, which is this 10-inch round duct. Coming off of it, we have the required, based on the engineering, number of small ducts, and these feed our hallway out the door, and they are also taking care of half of the Jesuit chapel, which we're going to look at right now. But what is key and critical from here, this condensing unit is on the roof above us, and we're going to see that before we leave today. But if you'll continue with our tour of St. Louis U High, I hope you're liking what you see. We love this place. This place is historic. Just wonderful young men come out of here. The Jesuits are terrific. And the teachers and the professors are at the highest level here at the U High. This is the Jesuit chapel. Beautiful hand carvings of different saints. We have relics in this case and in this case. Again, our lighting is historic. All of this is original to the original Jesuit chapel, including the altar, including the cross, including where we keep the chalice and the communion, all original to this building. They said, please take care of the chapel. I said, we would rather cut our leg off. We have taken care of this chapel and we love this place. And if you'll notice again, we're doing half the chapel from that air handler on the right, the south and west, and we're doing the other half up on the wall from the north and west closet, which we're going to walk into here in a second. We designed this so that these pews could be full, handle easily 40 people, not have a variance in temperature, have perfect humidity control, and have the ability to make the congregants very, very comfortable. In here, our last unit looks a lot like our south and west corner, and our north and west corner we simply replicated what we had done originally. Again, our return with our hot water coil, our heat pump coil module right here, and this is our variable speed blower motor. I want to say something about that. This motor and this coil are connected to variable capacity heat pumps up on the roof. Why is that important? You do not need 100% of the capacity that this unit is able to produce on either hot or cold 100% of the time. So energy in, using the energy, maintaining relative humidity, and only utilizing the amount of compressor and blower that is required to maintain both temperature and humidity levels in the Ignatian conference room is key and critical to the low energy costs that we're able to drive to St. Louis U High's electric bill. And they've been very, very pleased with their energy bills. And again, the hot water already comes off the million BTU boiler. They've seen zero increase in energy bills on the gas side because we're utilizing the energy being provided so efficiently and so directly, and with the blower technology so evenly across the space. Hey, that's all we got here from SLUH. We're going to go up on the roof, but stick with us. You're going to like what you see up there as well. Okay, hey, we're still here at St. Louis U High. Now we're going to look at the outdoor units that are connected to the indoor Unico blower and heat pump coil. What we used on this job was a variable capacity heat pump made by a manufacturer called Bosch. Unico has taken great pains to coordinate the capacity and the ability of the Bosch outdoor unit to interact very seamlessly with the Unico heat pump coil and blower motor. If you will, we're going to go up on the roof. Come on through. And this is fun, this stairs. Been up it many times. And as we come through, what we'll see is our 3 outdoor units. Be careful, brother. Our 3 outdoor units connected to the various air handlers. So the first air handler we saw is connected to this outdoor unit. And obviously at that end of the roof, that's the unit for the southwest corner unit. And on the right, we see the outdoor unit for the northwest corner. Again, these compressors ramp up and down so that between the Unico coil, heat pump coil, hot or cold, and between the Unico variable speed motor and the Bosch compressor, we're only introducing the amount of energy needed to maintain temperature and humidity. I want to re-emphasize that and continue to re-emphasize that. It's very important. What is also key and critical is Unico, because of its blower and coil, matched with any outdoor unit that's a heat pump, we will supply 113 degree air at the outlet when it's 30 degrees outside. No other heat pump can do that. What that means is we stay off the gas heat and we're using the energy most efficiently in heating. Heat pump goes down to about 25, and then we call for the gas backup hot water coil. And hey, that's it from the roof. We can see the city. It's a beautiful place. SLUH is just magnificent, and we are out from St. Louis U High. Thank you.